You know, it is impossible to add up all of Rich Little's appearances on talk, variety, and game shows because numbers just don't go that high. He may be the most popular TV guest of all time. He certainly is here on this show where he holds the record for the most appearances by any guest we've ever had, for a reason. He also tours and performs regularly at the Laugh Factory at the Tropicana Hotel in Vegas. My wife and I already have tickets to go see him in person in Las Vegas in December. I want you to welcome back one of my favorite guests, the king of impressionists, Rich Little.
Thank you. Well, I'm still alive. I am just delighted to be back on the Mike Huckabee show. I really am. And, of course, at my age, I'm delighted to be anywhere, except on the border. But is everybody in a good mood tonight? Well, I'll put a stop to that. I would like to do for you tonight George Burns, Clint Eastwood, and Humphrey Bogart. Starting out with Humphrey Bogart. My name is Sam Spade. I'm a detective. All right, shut up and listen, fat man. I guess you thought I was going to play the patsy for you. Well, I play the sap for nobody. I do know this, Gutman. You had the weasel here call Mrs. McAdoo and told her to call Archer. So you see, fat man, there's only one person who could have killed my partner. That was me, because I'm the only one who understands this speech. That was the whole movie, by the way. The Maltese Falcon. If you haven't seen the movie, that was the whole plot I just gave you. And it didn't make any sense either. But nobody seemed to care. All right. Clint Eastwood. You know, before I was an actor, I was a plumber. And one day I was up in this lady's bathroom, and I said to her, do I hear 4 flushes or do I hear 5? To tell you the truth, in all the confusion, I can't seem to remember myself. But seeing this as the most powerful toilet bowl in the world, capable of blowing a man's butt off with 1 flush, you gotta ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Go ahead. Go ahead. Make my bidet. George Burns. George Burns. I love George Burns. How are ya? Listen, I'll be with you in an hour. You know, back in the 30s, before I met Gracie, I was engaged to a wonderful gal, and we were going to get married. And then the night before the wedding, for some strange reason, she called it off. It was over, just like that. I couldn't believe it, but it happened. However, the next morning, when she woke up, she felt bad about what she did, and she sat down and wrote me a final letter. Here's what she said. I'm returning every present that you gave me. I'm sending back each letter that you wrote, every sweet momentum that we cherish, the locket that I wore around my throat. Enclosed, you'll find the mortgage on the house, dear. That affair, you must admit, is true. I'm returning everything except the baby. That's the one thing that I didn't get from you. Oh, pretty baby, that's the one thing that I didn't get from you. Fred Astaire, eat your heart out. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Do you get a sense that this crowd loves you a little bit, Rich?
This crowd is great.
Wow.
Do you remember the year I came here and they had the ice storm? And
oh, yeah.
There was nobody here.
Nobody here.
Nobody here at all. And I got a great reaction.
We did. Rich, there's a reason we love having you, and we'll keep having you back as long as you will come. Hey, for tour dates and to get tickets to see the incomparable Rich Little or to buy his book, if you'll head to Huckabee.tv, we will hook you up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I hope you will now. The button is just below this video, and there's a little bell next to it. If you click on those, YouTube will reluctantly start letting you know when we've got a new video uploaded.